Wow. It's been, I think about 3 weeks since my last real vlog. I don't really count the Katsukana's vlog as one because I don't know, like it just wasn't my typical format, but we're back, by the way. This is Haley of Moth Cosplay, you probably know that. The past few weeks I've kind of been taking a bit of a break from creating things, felt a little bit burned out from all the Katsu crunch. I am ready to get back into it. I'm feeling very antsy. Actually, I take that back. I am kind of working on some stuff. I am currently remaking a Lagambi set for Alatov. We were supposed to finish that up for KatsuCon. It didn't happen. We were supposed to finish it up by Friday of her leaving. Didn't happen. Spent some of her time here embroidering, and then we said F it and stopped doing that, and I finished up all of the embroidery 3 or 4 days ago, and then last night I was hand sewing all of the embroidered parts onto the dress and cape, which you can see here. My next step is to take orange embroidery floss and go along these tops. I actually have an entire video where I made my Lagambi set. I'll put that in the description box below, and I'll put it at the very end of this video. I'm just gonna kind of like, I don't even know what we're gonna talk about, because literally like, that's it. That's what I've been working on. I kind of started an Elder Scroll for somebody. I got really into it yesterday, but I had to stop because I ended up getting like a really awful pounding headache, and then I started feeling like my stomach was upset, and every time that I stood up or like turned quickly, I felt like I was going to vomit. So I had to stop after about an hour of working on that yesterday, and I'm probably gonna get back into that today at some point, maybe tomorrow. I'm kind of just, you know, taking it easy and looking forward to my next 2 projects. And my next projects, we are in a tie. I bought materials for 2 different projects, and I don't know which of the 2 to start. I'm thinking of either doing the choir garb from Bloodborne or Yennefer's outfit from Witcher 3. The votes are leaning more towards Yennefer, and I'm really excited. In literally one figure, it's a prime 1 figure, and they're beautiful. On her tunic, there is a nice sort of floral raised texture, and so I actually ordered the stuff to make that texture myself. But then, the choir garb. It is so beautiful. I came this close to making it last year instead of the knight's garb, but the red and black and that nice keyhole cut out from the back of the knight's garb just like hooked me in. I have some really cool plans for this. I made myself a nice little like head mold off of a mannequin head to do some millinery. I'm actually planning, I'm not going to be altering a hat for this. I'm going to be making my own. I got wool felt, and I looked online and I found some stuff for like a wool felt stiffener. Both of these projects have wonderful things that looking at them makes me get excited because I'm trying new things, I'm going to be learning new techniques, and I'm going to really be like pushing myself. I don't know, I'm really excited. And that's the thing, like I'm equally excited for both, which makes it so incredibly hard for me to choose. And I wouldn't need to make a prop for either of those, because if I make the choir garb, I'm gonna use the hunter's axe. This thing is awesome. I'm so incredibly happy with the way this turned out, and I love the way the hunter's axe pairs with the choir set in terms of aesthetics. Actually, what I can do, talk to you guys about my fabric choices. I feel like Yennefer is going to end up getting picked by everybody for me to make next. So I'm going to talk about the choir set. So of course the big thing, I'm going to put a little reference picture right here, is this big white robe. And for that I got this beautiful, nice white suiting. It is a little translucent, so I will have to line it. I'm probably going to line it with just some nice 100% cotton for that nice natural airflow and breath that polyester and synthetic fabrics do not offer. It's going to be incredibly heavy. It's got some drape to it, but like it still holds itself up, which means the skirt will not just hang straight down, but it'll probably billow out a little bit and give me some volume at the bottom. Moving along, another thing that's very visible is this black embroidered cape. For that, I got another suiting, and this actually has a little bit of stretch to it. Stretch isn't necessary, but this is the exact same fabric as what I used for my knight's garb. I plan on, once again, getting somebody to wear the knight's garb and take some pictures with me, but just for cohesion, I wanted to kind of keep some fabrics similar. Of course, there are class differences between the Canehurst Knights and those who wear the choir garb. However, the same textiles or similar will probably be found throughout Yarnum, so that's just kind of where I went. Aside from that, you can barely even see the thing, but there is a white scarf that ties and then hangs in the front. It's just long enough. This is too thick. I got 2 feet just in case I made a mistake. Probably going to end up being about 6 inches thick when it's all said and done. This once again I got for mostly the drape. When I think of cravats, typically they're a lot lighter and flowier. This just really felt nice, and it's not sheer. My big concern with getting nice flowy fabrics is typically in fabric stores you find things like chiffon. So finding something that's opaque but still very drapey and flowy was a wonderful find. Continuing the slow progression upwards to the hat, this is my wool felt. I am so excited for this. I am so incredibly excited. This is probably going to be the first part that I actually tackle when I start the choir set, and I got 2 yards of this on the off chance that I make mistakes, and I will be making mistakes, and that's okay. If you can't tell, I am so excited about making my own hat, especially funny hats. I really like silly hats. I do. I once made a costume specifically because it had a silly hat. It was poorly made. I never got any pictures of it. Moving along. Of course, a nice tearaway interfacing for the embroidery pattern on the cape, as well as a bunch of embroidery thread. I literally bought 2 stores out of the S712 embroidery thread. I love this. What I've been really into lately is the way light catches on really nice satin stitched embroidery. I like cannot express how beautiful it is. And I'm going to have to like special order more because I do not have enough. This is some of the lacing that I got for the sleeves. It's faux leather cording. I wasn't too big into the braid. The texture will be nice, and it was the only stuff that I could find that was white. There is also a nice little brooch that is right here on the cravat. And I got this guy. I don't know. I like some sparkle, I like some shine, I like some pizzazz. So the black parts of the cape have a nice little pattern on them that I can't quite make out in the art book, so I'm just kind of like guesstimating. And with all of the floral motifs, I felt like a nice floral backpack would fit. This is so beautiful. I am so incredibly excited. Look at how pretty. I am really looking forward to this project, if you can't tell by my excitement. And I think next week I'll probably talk about my Yennefer materials so they both get some time. I am also thinking of creating a website, so hopefully in the next few days I'll be able to sit down and look at a few different web design platforms and figure out what I want to do with that. I'm also really thinking about making a Patreon. I'm not quite sure what all I want to offer there. Obviously daily pictures of my cats and write-ups and more in-depth talks about my choices, kind of like what you saw in this video with my Bloodborne stuff. The big problem with that though is with these vlogs, and if I do a website, I would want to do write-ups there, is I have to figure out where to draw that line, like what is for Patreon and what's for everybody else. I know I said in my last video that I probably won't be doing competition. Immediately after I said that, I went to the Anime Next Facebook page and I was like, Anime Next Masquerade, and I'm kind of thinking about entering that. I'm not sure if I would enter Yennefer or the choir garb. Both would hopefully be competition ready. I try and make all of my costumes competition ready, so that way if the day of I decide like I want to compete, I can do so. I might also just start doing haul contests, as they're a lot less time consuming, and I would still be able to be recognized for my craftsmanship and my quality. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, oh, another thing, this is the last thing, and I should have mentioned this at the very top. Vlogs are moving from Wednesdays to Fridays. My schedule at work changed, and I am no longer off on Wednesdays like I used to be. But Fridays for the next few months are the days the vlogs will be. If something changes, I will let you guys know. But for now, I will see you guys next week, and if not next week, I hope to see you at a convention.